What's up, everybody? Jamie Bunn, Fish Blue Water. We're out here offshore pulling some dredges, playing around, see if we can get tight on maybe a billfish. But while we're doing that, we're bringing you a tips and tricks video. I got Mike Calabrese here, owner operator of Firetails, and he is going to show you how to properly rig. We're going to show you two different ways to rig a ballyhoo for pulling circle hook style for billfish. Now, if you've seen our videos before, I demonstrated in another tips video how to quickly rig a ballyhoo with a rubber band and a J-hook. This is going to be a completely different approach for bill fishing. So, Mike,
yep,
it's all yours, bud.
All right, man. Well, we start out with our ballyhoo here, and we're going to prep him to rig, which just means typically we'll snip the beak off a little bit. If you got the fins, the pec fins facing forward, we'll trim those too, not to mess with the swimming of the bait. Trim that down, and poke the eyeballs out. Another step here to help ease the rigging process. So we'll get rid of the eyeballs.
Now, does that also have anything help in terms of how the bait pulls?
Yeah, it probably helps as far as the eyeballs not blowing out of the bait while you're fishing.
Okay.
In rigging, it helps to pass the wire through the eye socket there.
So what do you got here?
Here we have a piece of copper wire. This is one way to do it with an easy bait rigging swivel. This is a swivel with a coated end on it that'll hold the hook.
Now, is that Captain Raul from
that's Raul's,
that runs the bar
Raul
south?
and Shay make these swivels. They're great.
Okay.
They hold up really well. They don't break on the bite potentially. So really nice option there, the easy bait rigging swivels. So what we'll do, depending on your wire, if you have HD wire or lighter wire, sometimes I'll poke a pilot hole. And we're gonna start here on the ballyhoo. There's a couple different ways to do this. I like to kind of put it through the top of the mouth here. And we're gonna poke us a little pilot hole. Next, we're gonna take our copper with the swivel. We're gonna push it down through there. Get that sucked in nicely there. So what we do is we'll pull that swivel in so it's just the top half is sticking out of the head there.
Okay.
And now we got this going on. Take about a 3/8 ounce egg sinker.
That's the standard,
depending on the size of your bait, 1/4 ounce, 3/8,
okay,
1/2 ounce for bigger ballyhoos.
Gotcha.
And we'll slide that guy right on there. And this part right here, it's just important to keep everything nice and tight. So we're gonna tuck that weight up in there.
There.
So we're sliding the weight on here, keeping everything nice and tight as we tuck the weight up under the gills there symmetrically. And then we'll wrap the copper under the gill, back around up under the other gill. So now we're at this point, and then we go through the eye socket once, twice secures that closed, and then we'll go back around the front of the weight through the eye socket again, over the top, around, back, that way, and you create an X, which kind of keeps the head from breaking. Back through the eye, snug everything up real nice like, and then we're just gonna wrap this forward.
Right down the bill.
Tight to the beak. And we'll trim that off right about there. That creates a nice little lip almost to help that bait dive.
Perfect.
And that's your standard copper wire swivel ballyhoo, swimming ballyhoo.
So now, and then the circle hook is gonna basically come right through that swivel.
Yep, the advantage of this, you could fill your whole bait box full of baits without leaders, without hooks, without tangles. When you're ready for another bait, you just grab it out, put the hook on there, and she's ready to go.
Awesome. So what's the other method?
That's your copper. The other method's the floss method, which is more old school, but actually works very well. Baits swim excellent with floss. So we're gonna prep the bait once again, same thing. Poke the eyes, trim the beak. Those pec fins are fine, they're laying flat like that, so we're not worried about that.
Okay.
And these guys we'll make up beforehand, just a floss, some 50-pound floss here.
You just have that doubled up?
Yeah, we'll prep these beforehand, get them all ready.
Okay.
And what we do is we just have the loop through the sinker.
Yep.
Put the loop over the head of the ballyhoo. Open the gills up so that floss will tuck under the gills. Get that weight tucked right in there. Nice and snug once again. You want it nice and tight and snug. And then we'll split the legs of this floss. Come back over the top, through the eye socket. Same thing on the other side, over the top, through the eye socket.
Same X pattern.
X on the head. And we're gonna snug that up real nice. Like, once you get to that point, you get everything nice and snug. And then we're just gonna tie an overhand knot. And draw that down. Try to keep that knot underneath the bait so it's nice and symmetrical. And that's it. Trim that up. And that's a floss one ready to go there.
And so again, the circle hook will fall, you're basically going to slide that under the X.
You're going to put that circle hook, that hook's going to sit sideways on the bait's head under the X. And very durable way to hold a bait on a hook. And you know, one of the advantages of this, if you get bit and you miss the fish, oftentimes you're going to get another shot at the fish. That floss does not break or fail.
And so typically when you guys are doing this, you're rigging like a couple dozen, 3-4 dozen for a day of fishing just to be ready to go. Have them in a bait tray, salted inside the cooler.
Correct. We'll have these stacked up and loaded and grab and throw on a hook, easy as it gets. So.
Well, there you have it. 101 on circle hook rigging or prepping your ballyhoo to be ready to circle hook fish, white marlin, blue marlin, sailfish, whatever, from the expert himself, Mr. Mike Calabrese, Firetails. We'll have down in the description below in the video, we'll have all the details in terms of the tools you need to rig these baits this way, the floss, the swivels, all that type of stuff, as well as Mike's website for his Firetails company. That's a dredge business as well. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you for the next Fish Blue Water video.